All right, guys, today I want to talk about quartz, more specifically chalcedony, and even more specifically, the type of chalcedony that shares its name with a 70s funk soul group. Did that narrow it down enough? It's Bloodstone. We've covered some other chalcedonies on this channel, but Bloodstone is fairly new and uncharted territory for us. This unique variety of chalcedony has more than its fair share of mythology. The Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, and early Christians all had strong opinions about it, and we're gonna cover it all right here. Before we get into more mystical territory, let's cover what we actually know about Bloodstone. Like I said before, it's a chalcedony, which is a microcrystalline quartz. Quartz is basically divided into two categories. Micro or cryptocrystalline quartz is any kind whose crystal structure requires a microscope to be seen. Think agate or onyx. The other is macrocrystalline, where the crystal structure can be seen with the naked eye. Think amethyst and citrine. Micro, small. Macro, big. Onyx, chrysoprase, agate, jasper, and carnelian are all varieties of chalcedony. It's also a primary component of petrified wood. It has no cleavage planes and excellent toughness. This, combined with a hardness of 6.5 to 7, make it a nice stone for jewelry. The term bloodstone refers specifically to chalcedony with a dark green body colored by chlorite and red flecks of hematite throughout. I can kind of see where it got its name, can't you? The ancient Greeks didn't call it bloodstone though. Its original name was heliotrope, which came from the Greek words for sun and turn in reference to the way light reflected off of it. Heliotrope is also the word used to describe plants like sunflowers that turn to face the sun throughout the day, which I find a little more fitting. Now, onto the fun stuff. Superstitions surrounding bloodstone go way back. Our old friend Pliny the Elder wrote in the 1st century that bloodstone was the stone of invisibility. I can only assume that all of his friends got together and pretended they couldn't see him all day as a prank, pretty mean prank, and then when he got home realized that he left a bloodstone amulet in his toga pocket and blamed his invisibility on that, because I really don't know how you come up with that kind of idea. Anyway, 3 centuries later, Demigeron added divination and preservation of youth to the list of bloodstone superpowers in his book, The Virtues of Stones. He also noted its ability to make it rain. No, not like that, and even cause solar eclipses. I'm getting the impression that ancient scientific texts were less about experimental conclusions and more just a list of wild hypotheses. Greek and Roman athletes were also known to wear bloodstone amulets to help bring them success in competition, kind of like those power bracelet things baseball players wear. As part of the Christian tradition, the hematite flecks in bloodstone were thought to represent the blood of Christ that dripped down onto the rocks at the foot of the cross. For this reason, images of Christ and other martyrs were popular subjects when carving bloodstone, giving it another nickname, martyr stone. In the Middle Ages, bloodstone was also thought to aid in animal husbandry, which is the science of breeding and caring for livestock. In India, to this day, there is a long-standing tradition of using bloodstone as an aphrodisiac. The stones with the best colors are ground up and turned into a powder. Unfortunately, this removes the best quality specimens from the gem and jewelry market. Bummer. In fact, a gram of aphrodisiac rough is more expensive than a gram of cutting rough. An older bloodstone tradition found in India and other parts of the world is soaking it in cold water before using it to staunch bleeding. Now, this one may actually have some truth to it. Bloodstone contains iron oxide, which is a fairly effective astringent, causing the contraction of skin cells and tissue. Cool, so next time I get a bloody nose, I'll just shove a wet bloodstone up there. Just kidding, don't do that, that's gross and a bad idea. Many ancient beliefs and cultures naturally associated bloodstone with bodily ailments. Powder it up and mix it with honey to remove tumors. Draw out the venom from a snake bite. Stop a hemorrhage. Actually, that one may have happened. There's an account from Renaissance author Giorgio Vasari that claims he himself was saved by his friend, painter Luca Signorelli. They were hanging up a new painting of Luca's in a church in Arezzo when Giorgio suddenly passed out, suffering an apparent hemorrhage. Thinking quickly, Luca rushed to his friend and pressed a bloodstone amulet against his back, reviving Giorgio almost immediately. I have no explanation for that one. But if I were Giorgio, I'd make sure I was strapped with a bloodstone amulet at all times from then on. There was also a Spanish missionary named Bernardino Sahagún, who, in 1576, claimed to have saved countless Mexican natives from hemorrhages using a similar bloodstone-based technique. Lastly, I want to mention my favorite ancient account of bloodstone. It comes from the Leiden Papyrus, an ancient Greek codex discovered buried with its owner in Thebes, Egypt. It's a Greek magical papyri, which is a body of papyri from Greco-Roman Egypt. These manuscripts contain recipes, formulas, hymns, rituals, and magic spells. Really witchy stuff. It's in the Leiden Papyrus that bloodstone is mentioned and described. From ancient Greek to Latin and then translated to English, it goes something like this. The world has no greater thing. If anyone have this with him, he will be given whatever he asks for. It also assuages the wrath of kings and despots, and whatever the wearer says will be believed. Whoever bears this stone, which is a gem, and pronounces the name engraved upon it, will find all doors open, while bonds and stone walls will be rent asunder. Wow. And it's good for your heart, too. So apparently the ancients thought bloodstone was all that and a bag of chips. What do you think of it? Let me know down in the comments section and tell me what your favorite kind of chalcedony is. Onyx? Agate? Maybe jasper? Can't make up your mind? Check out our Gemopedia at jtv.com/library/Gemopedia to learn more about them all. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss out on our future videos. Thanks for watching.